Yeah. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. I had to take care of a little business. I got to take a little business before Hump Day, the Hump Day show, the real show, but a real YouTuber. Kidding. Just, just jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Just jokes. Get ready to start the show. Sorry, I'm so late. It's been difficult going back to my regular schedule, but we are here. We got to start the show right after this word. Good morning, contact creators. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the show. It's Hump Day. It's hot where I'm at, but that's not the point. The point is we're watching the live updates of this dreadful Hurricane 4, Category 4 hurricane is going to hit Florida in the next 24 hours. We're all in it here on the Z Show. We got people in here waiting for me. That's very unusual. First and foremost, we have my friend, One Star Adventures. How you doing, bro? Welcome in. We're going to go ahead and do this real quickly. Make sure everything is working like it's supposed to. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. By the way, how about them Cowboys? Last minute shot, Dak Prescott to the number 3 receiver to win the game. Yes, against those dreadful Pittsburgh Steelers. So, but yeah, we got things to talk about today. It's Hump Day. Hump Day. Hump Day. Hump Day. So we got that going on. We got the top story is that hurricane, the dreadful hurricane. Let's see if we go. All right, here we go. This is the top of the line. I had this pause. So please forgive me.
Hello and welcome inside our live coverage of Hurricane Milton. I'm Stephen Morgan.
Good morning. I'm Marissa Torres. It is Wednesday, October 9th.
And we're watching Hurricane Milton Milton, a little more than 12 hours from now, forecast to make landfall in Florida. It's a dangerous storm in its path. People living there only have a few hours to leave before it's too late. Milton remaining a Category 5 overnight, moving fast at more than 15 miles an hour.
So right now, we've been watching those outer rain bands push into Florida across the peninsula, from the Keys all the way into portions of central Florida. The conditions today will only deteriorate. Several tornado warnings have already been issued. We just had a confirmed tornado warning just to the north of I-75. That was impacting portions of, Broward County,
Collier
County, and we just actually showed you that live from a Florida DOT camera. So please be careful. We have a tornado watch that impacts and covers 12 million people as we head into tonight.
One of the guarantees with Hurricane Milton will be these tornadoes. We also have a guarantee that storm surge is going to be significant, perhaps even unsurvivable. Somewhere along Florida's Gulf Coast, west central or southwest Florida, storm surge values could reach up to 15 feet, and across the peninsula, hurricane force winds are going to lead to widespread power outages, heavy rain. We have the flooding threat too. That has been on the increase to the last 24 hours.
Yeah, those total potentials really going up. So Milton is expected to track across Florida. It's going to jump from the Gulf into the Atlantic basin and really stay and maintain. It's expected to stay a hurricane as it heads from west to east. In the process, we're looking at life-threatening storm surge even for portions of Florida's east coast.
Couple of updates to bring you. Orlando International and Orlando Sanford Airport, they're now closed. They suspended commercial operations as of 8 o'clock Eastern. The only caveat that airports will remain open there to accept emergency aid and relief flights as necessary. They joined Tampa International, which closed down yesterday morning. Airport officials say they're going to reopen when it's safe to do so. We are watching what's unfolding on the ground this morning with, as Marissa had mentioned, the tornado warnings. The Tampa mayor, Jane Castor, delivering a stark message to residents. Take this evacuation order seriously. Let's listen.
Is literally catastrophic. And I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Whoa. There's just no other way to put it, right? If you live in a zone that's under a mandatory evacuation order, get out while you can. Tampa police, they were out on streets and suburbs, in the suburbs, making sure residents had gotten word that they needed to evacuate those different zones. Let's head out to the ground. We're joined by Fox Weather's Robert Ray this morning. Robert's from Tampa. It's becoming one of those situations. I mean, we've been tracking tornadoes this morning in South Florida, Robert, but we're waiting and watching so closely where Milton could ultimately track, and Tampa is still very much at play.
Huge. Yeah, good morning to you and everyone here from Tampa. And we are looking at that track right now as well on the ground. I'll get into that in a second, but look at behind me. This is Garrison Channel that leads into Hillsborough Bay in downtown Tampa, and then that spills into Tampa Bay and then out into the Gulf of Mexico, surrounded by water, channels and bays here in Tampa, and that is a major concern regarding the track of this storm, Milton, as it comes in, and the push of water and the potential, right, for 10 to 15 feet of surge. And, you know, guys, we look at some of this video around here from about 2 weeks ago when Helene made its way into this pocket. Actually, it didn't even make a landfall here. It made the landfall to the north. But nonetheless, the impacts with the surge, 5+ feet in some of the barrier islands, tearing up those islands and pushing debris in there. And then everybody tried to get all of their belongings out of businesses and homes and then put them on the side of the road. And then sure enough, Milton came up and caused mandatory evacuations. And so all of that debris, most of it could not be taken out. And so it still sits there and it will be pushed around and whipped around like projectiles as Milton comes in based upon this track. And again, we've been talking about this. Doesn't matter the category of Milton, whether it gets downgraded to a 3 before landfall or it sustains as a 4, or God forbid goes up to a 5. The width of this and the impacts are so significant, and we see these cameras, these remote cameras up and down the coastline, all the way from Fort Myers Beach to Sarasota to here in Tampa. I mean, Fort Myers Beach could have up to 12 feet of storm surge. Remember, 15 feet was what Ian brought in 2 years ago and decimated that entire area, and they're still rebuilding. They've been hit by.
All right, so basically, they got a top story. This guy, this this hurricane is 155 miles per hour. But it concerns me that we have certain people that I know is in the path, like Sea Lake Journeys, Destination Fun, Carnival Cruise Addicts. I have an old youth pastor. I've been trying to get in touch with a couple of days. Uh, so I don't know if he's evacuated, but this is a major storm. This is a storm surge. It's gonna be like 10 to 15 feet, and that's the worst of a hurricane, especially if it costs one. Give me just a second. Let's see if I can contact people. Let's see. Hold on. Oh yeah, we already know that. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. Okay, we had chat on. Let's see if we want to come up here. See like that is. I am here. All right. So we got that going on. Let me see here. We're gonna call some people. I got to contact some people, so that's what I'm doing here. See if they want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. Davy Crockett. All right. They won't answer the phone. Okay, so this looks like it's gonna be a long day for me. I'll try to be on as best as I can today before the landfill when this creature lands late night or early in the morning. I'm not gonna touch the fireball. That'll put me to sleep. So let me go ahead and do this. My cleaning lady is supposed to be here today, so I'm waiting for her to get here so she can finish. So she can do my bedroom. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Looks like a hurricane or typhoon hit it yesterday. No. All right, here we go.
Multiple storms in the past 2 months that have brought in other surge, and the people there are exasperated. And so we're bracing here in Tampa this morning, and we are doing some recon of our own. A meteorologist and producer Jared Maloney is in a vehicle, not with my crew, not with Lloyd and I right now. He's headed to the south, Sarasota and Venice, scoping out locations based upon where this track is going to be. We're going to try to put ourselves on the eastern side, toughest winds, the dirty side. We also have a fallback and with the emergency commanders at about 50 miles from here, where we were yesterday on the beach, off the barrier island. You can't be on those barrier islands, unsurvivable with the surge. So Bradenton is where we potentially could be, about 9-10 miles inland, and then to the south also Sarasota and Venice, based upon where this track goes. A lot going on, light rain falling here on this channel and here in Tampa. As you can feel the nerves.
It's my baby daddy.
Lots of people evacuated, and that's a good day. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Robert, the National Hurricane Center talking about how this could be a storm for the generation.
Hey, it's my baby daddy. It's my baby daddy.
We're still here so far.
My baby daddy's here in Florida. Are you hunkered down?
Yeah. Well, it's just me and the dog. You know, Natalie going through her ugly divorce, and can't be sending us eggs. Took the kids and took off to Panama City. So she was supposed to get them today.
Uh-huh.
You know, they have to switch back and forth like every third day.
Yeah.
And so she was in tears. She couldn't sleep the night before. So yesterday morning, she came over. Cindy jumped in the car with her, and they went up to Panama City. They're up there now.
Oh,
So
wow.
they'll get them this afternoon. Got them a nice hotel up there. It's nice and safe up there, so that's good for them to be there. So me and the dog hunkered down, got the windows boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's gonna, the eye of it's gonna go south of us just a little bit.
It looks like it's gonna be south of Tampa. I'll look at the latest update. You know me.
Yeah.
I have to look at it. I'm just waiting for you. I thought you'd be going outside fishing. Yeah, going to.
It's raining, man.
I mean,
I just took my dog for a walk in the rain. He wanted to go. He had to go pee, so we just.
I thought you were going out and said, man, it's just a little wind. It ain't gonna bother me. And rain, it just follow me. Ain't gonna hurt me. You doing okay, bro?
Yeah, hanging in there, man.
I know it's tough for you had to go with Natalie and I. You lucky I don't see that knucklehead. You gonna mess with my sister? I'm a pit bull. I won't let go. Don't mess with my sister.
I turned you loose.
I had to
Turn you loose on him too.
I had to get the boys from the hood and take a Bible in one hand and shotgun in the other hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably tough on the kids, right? Because they're caught in the middle.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Man, he fills their heads with all kind of stupid.
Are you kidding me?
They're frustrated. Yeah, they're frustrated. The things that he tells them. He is textbook narcissist. He is so about himself. He is so self-centered, so selfish and stupid. This, they both have to have lawyers going through all of this,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 years that they've been going through it. They lived with us for 19 months. She just got her own place like two months ago, and he just hired his fourth lawyer.
Oh boy! So they
He
got.
can't get his way. See, we don't know. It's private information. We don't know if he's such an idiot that the lawyer won't stick with him,
Mm-hmm.
or if he's firing lawyers and getting new lawyers. But within 2 years, he's had 4 lawyers. Well, Natalie has her one lawyer that she stayed with the whole time. So there's one common denominator in all of that. Him.
He's an idiot.
Yes.
Well, I got a good choice words with him, and it's not pretty. It's my inner Richard Pryor coming out. I don't play. I talk to Natalie all the time because Texas OU. She's gonna miss Texas OU, right?
Britt will be going when they play Kentucky, and her husband John's going to go with her this time.
Oh,
usually she takes Cindy, or she takes one of the girls that she grew up with in the youth group. But this time her husband John's going to go with her. I think that's maybe 2 more weeks away, 3 weeks away.
Yeah, because I think the Texas.
So you week is this Saturday, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to go.
Fair going on?
Yeah, it's going on. They had a dispute of who could carry the firearm into the fair. So, but by the end of the day, nobody could carry a firearm into the fair. So they're freaking out all over that. These people are just. The world is going crazy, man. Especially.
Man, that would turn into. It'd be the Old West.
Well,
be in there drawing guns on each other.
yeah.
I mean, they're drinking beer and shooting guns. My gosh.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have an AR over there. Yeah. So, are you ready for this election to be over?
The election.
Yeah, you know what?
Man,
I'm sorry.
I couldn't care less, man. It's like it's the lesser of two evils.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not electing a spiritual leader.
Well, yeah,
It's, whichever.
yeah,
I mean, of course, I would, out of the two, I prefer Trump.
I do too.
But yeah.
Well,
It's
I think what's going to happen is I think Christians are going to finally wake up and say, "Hey, you know what? This woman does not believe in traditional marriage. She's not pro-life. She doesn't believe, and she's just. I call her evil for what she is. I do. I despise her. And a lot of people say, "Why you're black? You should." I said, "No, the woman's not black. Okay, she's not black. She her father was born in India. They moved to Jamaica. They call that he's Jamaican, but he's actually Indian. And the woman doesn't even talk to her father. So yeah, I wonder why. Had to put up with that.
yeah.
you know how.
Cindy, when Cindy's getting ready in the morning, sitting in there doing her hair and stuff, she has her laptop up, listening to Today's Show or something, catching up on the news and all. I came walking in, and she said, "That woman's voice just grates on my nerves."
Yeah.
I can't even stand to hear her talk.
Mm. Yeah, my doctor said, "What?" My doctor said, "Why is your blood pressure so high?" I said, "I've been watching Kamala." She said, "You better think." I was so sad. I was looking at him, man. What? I just I can't hear her voice, and her crazy laugh would just drive me up the wall. I just had to turn my TV off. You gotta tell Cindy to stop watching Fox instead of Today's Show.
Yeah.
What?
I don't watch any of it, man.
Yeah.
I record stuff, so I don't even have to watch commercials because I don't want to see all the ads.
Oh man, I
am just forgiven.
yeah. There's some knuckleheads over here saying they're gonna turn Texas blue. I said, "Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Texas is pro-life, both guns, and pro-family. You think they're gonna turn that blue? There's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that's gonna happen." I got my voter registration card, and I'm ready to go. Oh, by the way, Lonnie is climbing a mountain in Africa.
Is it?
Yeah, he's doing it for Mana Worldwide. Have you heard of that organization?
Yeah.
He is climbing a mountain in
That's
Africa.
Mount. What is that famous one?
Yeah, it's the one that started with a K. Yeah, yeah.
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, that's the one. And I saw him when he was said, "Are you crazy?" He said, "Hey, come with me." I said, "Yeah, you gotta stop doing that stuff, man." Are you kidding me? So he's doing that for that. I think they left a couple of days ago. Before they left, they went to some orphans place in Ethiopia and Zaire, and so it's doing good. Our church is doing great. It's just like on fire, man. We had baptisms the last couple of weeks, and we're on the head. Yeah, this year's gonna be real good. We have our church has like 98 missionaries that we're supporting, so we're doing good. We're a mission church, which is good because we need it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the
Well,
world.
we are too, man.
So when are you gonna take over, man?
The Lord would have to make that clear.
Yeah, because I'll be a special speaker. Do you know what this dude did to me?
I'm still rocking with the teenagers, man. Still loving it.
So you're like
She's
your
going for 40 years.
40-year anniversary. What are you gonna do?
40 years as a youth pastor.
Wait, you gotta celebrate something. You gotta do something.
Huh?
I said 40-year anniversary. What are you gonna do? Travel?
Oh, no. It's already come and gone, man. That was last June.
Wow, 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
I'm completing 41 years now.
Well, I'm old and I'm fat. Ron, I gained so much weight. I blame it on the cruise. You
I was
go.
going to say no more cruise.
You gonna say, see what my last weight in? 375.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow.
I said, is that correct? Yeah, she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm eating food. It said, stop. I said, well, yeah, so I got another doctor's appointment tomorrow to find out some key things and blood work, and it's just, I hate hospitals. Hospitals are the worst place to get well. Oh, how's your mom?
She's doing great, brother. She's doing great. I called her just before the last hurricane came in, or just as it was passing us, so that she would know I was okay.
Right.
I don't want to call her now. I'm sure she's watching the news. She's worried. I'll probably call her tomorrow evening. Hopefully, everything will turn out okay.
Hopefully, you have power.
You know, I don't know. You know that Helene brought a ton of water.
Mm-hmm.
Our church was two of the buildings were destroyed.
Destroyed?
Offices, yeah, we had 1.5 feet of water inside the building, man.
Oh wow!
So two of the buildings it was completely gutted. Lost a lot of material. A lot of my study stuff was destroyed. We're having to work from home a lot.
Wow.
And I kind of moved stuff. Our youth room is upstairs in another building that didn't get damaged. So I moved a lot of stuff over there and kind of made me a little makeshift office in the corner with a little coffee table, a little card table, and set up my laptop and all there. And all the offices are, our fellowship hall, our kitchen, some of the school class, all that.
Yeah.
Just wiped out.
Wow.
And as you probably saw on the news, there are many homes right there in that area where the church is a mandatory evacuation zone.
Yeah.
The water gets really high.
Yeah.
And all the people's furniture and their appliances are all piled out in their front yards. Like everything that was in their house is piled out in the front yard. Well, everything that was in our church in those two buildings is piled out in the parking lot.
And everybody heard, yeah.
And the trash men haven't been able to pick all that stuff up.
Oh man, so
and
yeah.
So there's no telling where this stuff tonight. It's gonna blow that stuff all over the place.
Absolutely, yeah. You gotta say those are missiles, because that wind starts swirling up into sun. Speaking of sun, I went by a couple weeks ago. I went by your old church, ABT. And you still got that little building back there. And I said, man.
Yeah.
I said, he'd miss his old office, don't you?
There was a lot of ministry happening back there, man.
Oh, absolutely. Especially your little vet. Don't you miss your vet?
Good time. Yeah.
But I think you got an SUV now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm spoiled to an SUV. I don't even want to drive a car anymore.
So if you had the chance to get your old vet back, you would not want it?
No, I really wouldn't. If I had a garage, we don't have a garage. We bought a house which they turned the garage into a bedroom.
Right.
And so we parked our cars in the driveway. If I had a garage, yeah, I might, that's what Cindy had said. If we get a house with a garage, the first thing I can do is get an old car to fix up.
Oh.
I would get me one.
You'll get you a bed. That was a nice bed. No.
Well, that or a Chevelle. A bed or a Chevelle.
Oh, 75 and 76.
Well, no, I grew up with a 68 Chevelle, big block, 396. I prefer 1970.
Yeah. Yeah, that's style.
Super Sport.
Yes.
Chevelle does this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I heard you were a drag racer back in the day. I heard you were.
Was. Yeah, that Chevelle, man, ran 11:78 through the quarter mile. That's cooking.
Yeah, I tell everybody.
That's just over 140 miles an hour in the quarter mile. And I drove it to school every day.
I tell everybody that my old youth pastor used to be a drag street guy. I mean, it was bad to the bone back in the day. I said, your pastor? You pastor? Yeah. He used to drive there. He used to drive the vet, and we used to go to father son breakfast. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you doing okay though?
Pull up in front of Sam Houston High School. They think I was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
You guys coming out to talk to me.
Yeah.
First, they didn't believe I was a youth pastor. I looked like some drug dealer in a Corvette sitting out there.
You used to have some sharp suits, man. You look like you're like Don Johnson or something like that. Don Johnson. Yeah, I said, man, he's better cool than I did. Yeah, but so everybody else is doing okay? Yeah, have you talked to Jason?
Oh, yeah. I talk to Jason quite often. He texted me just yesterday, said he was praying for us.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to him fairly regularly, and usually hear from Cliff when the Cowboys are stinking it up. He usually rants a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that game Sunday night. Well, first I got to watch my baby mama, Carrie Underwood. Every time she makes $1 million to sing that song.
Is that right?
And I said, man, I wish I got half of that money.
Long ways from that competition.
American Idol. She's going back.
How she got started?
She's going back there as a judge. I'm gonna be watching. Cowboys beat the Steelers, and Dak. Our defense. Parsons is out. We have another guy out. We don't have a running back.
Lawrence is out.
Yeah. So
Dowdle looked pretty good running the ball the other night, actually.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dak tried to give it away. Dak threw 2 interceptions and fumbled the ball. He tried to give it away. Then they made him look like a hero about throwing the pass to win the game when he was the one that put him in such bad shape to begin with.
Well, when you're not married, you have a baby mama and you have a kid, that throws you off. But Dak, I don't know how he makes it, man. He just can't get any money. He's so poor. Yeah, speaking of poor, I saw it. $1 a year. He can't throw a ball. Well, I guess it's those arguments when you get ready to go. Yeah, arguments. Where you gonna go so far? Why you gotta go to practice every day? He just said, "Oh Lord, let me get out of here." That's me. Well, hey, bro, I've been praying for you. I've been watching the Weather Channel, trying to get in touch with you a couple of days. You be careful. Be careful over there. Tell Mom I said hello. And tell Brittany, you said if you need anything, call me. I get on my private jet. Me and you will go and find. Well, me and you'll go like America's Most Wanted and film it and put it on YouTube. Make it. You don't mess with it. All right, bro. You be careful, man. I'm serious. Be careful.
All right, brother.
All right.
Good talking to you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Hit the button here. Gotta hit the button. Oh, I'm still alive. Sorry about that. I had to talk to my old youth pastor from Texas. He lives in Florida. He is south of St. Petersburg. So we're talking about almost 30 minutes. Wow. 30 minutes. Let's see here. So where was I? Okay. Oh. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta call my queen lady. So where is she at?
Please leave your message for.
All right, hold on. She's not answering her phone. Let's see here. That was Friday. Let's see here. All right. Sorry about that. Anybody want to come up here? Go ahead and do that. We're gonna go back to the weather report because I gotta. All right, hold on. Here we go.
What West Central Florida has been able to escape. But you had brought up the point of Fort Myers Beach, which just a couple of years ago with hurricane, and it's concerning that storm surge threat is growing this morning. Also wanted to mention that in Sarasota County, county officials saying that a few of their shelters are in Zone C, which are under now mandatory evacuations, but they're assuring residents that those centers are safe. Wondering from the perspective of where you're at in Tampa, folks listening along the coast, because it's so close. We hope that it's missed. But the word from the mayor there, as we started off here, it's a serious threat that Tampa has, notably those coastal areas of Tampa.
It is so serious. You literally, if you're on the coast with the surge, I don't know how you survive something like that. You just don't. When you think about 10, 15 feet of surge coming in on the coastline, and then you have wave action as well on top of that. Structures are going to be gone. Emergency officials yesterday on the ground that we talked to, we interviewed live on Fox Weather, literally said that. He's like, you see that house there, that house that's about 15 feet? He's like, that will not be there if this holds true, this surge. He's right. And so if you're watching and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to survive this, you're not. Just leave. I mean, just get inland right now. Right now, you have to. Just get inland. It is that serious. And not only that, 60% of fuel options in the Tampa Bay area, according to Gas Buddy, are gone. So there's 40% fuel if you can find a gas station, and that will continue to tick down as the day goes by. And we know there's fuel reserves on the way, but frankly, in the aftermath of this, it's going to be very difficult to move anywhere. And it's also going to be very difficult tomorrow morning to isolate where all these catastrophic events are. I mean, we're looking, again, from Fort Myers all the way up in here into the Tampa area. There's going to be so many different communities that are in dire need, that are in situations that they've never been in historically. That's how big time this is right now. And that's why you're hearing verbiage from the mayor of Tampa saying, get out, you're going to die. It's true. It's absolutely true. And you can't sugarcoat it.
No, that's so true. And people out of Hillsborough and Pinellas counties, we've been told, we just talked to the director of the emergency management in Pasco County, Robert, for your perspective. For Helene, they had 62 people go to their shelters. In Pasco County, they have more than 4,000 people who are in the shelters. I think that speaks to the message it's given, but you do have sometimes some knotheads who want to stick out, and it's not the storm to do that in. Fox Weather's Robert Ray appreciated live this morning in Tampa, Florida. These warm waters, abnormally warm in the Gulf, have fueled these storms. I mean, just to briefly recap, we've had several hurricanes, Beryl, Debbie, Francine. We've seen Helene, and now we're dealing with Milton. This is the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, Marissa, and as of 10 o'clock, still a Cat 4.
Still a Cat 4, pressure at 919 millibars. We've been watching the pressure very closely because it's continued to kind of go up and then go down. 2 eyeball replacements, meaning we've seen this thing re-strengthen twice into Category 5 status. Milton has been remarkable no matter how you look at it. However, we also know Milton will be deadly. As it makes landfall later today into tomorrow, conditions will deteriorate, and it's expected to grow as it heads towards the coast. You take a look at visible satellites, Stephen. Whenever we can get the sun up and light on Milton from above, it's always quite spectacular to see just the spread of it. And notice the core still, over 200 miles away from South Florida, yet already prompting tornado warnings, and a confirmed tornado just to the north of I-75.
You know, and you'd mentioned this thing growing. I think in real time we're watching this happen.
We're watching it spread out.
Yeah, it's bringing moisture. Moisture's getting tapped as far north as Duval County in Jacksonville, Florida, which is where Michael Estime is. And then we've had not just a couple of tropical tornadoes with quick spin-ups. These look on radar like supercells. They're bona fide severe storms.
And I think that's what's been interesting to see. The one we had earlier, just to the north of I-75, it was right. We have another now confirmed. So that's the one, actually, the National Weather Service talking about it approaching and potentially about to moving over I-75. DOT cameras, Stephen, to your point, this is one area north of I-75 and through the center part of the state starts to get a little bit more rural and vacant.
Everybody lives along the coast.
Everyone lives along the coast of Florida. However, I-75 is going to be an interstate people continue to use today as they try to get away from the Gulf Coast and somewhere safer. So this one, now with that confirmed, which would be our second confirmed tornado.
And you had said the Miami office saw this on, look at this. Oh my gosh. So
oh my gosh.
This is in Broward and Palm Beach counties. It's lifting north of I-75. Look at that cloud base. This is a tall tornado. And it's not a water spout.
And Stephen, that's I-75 on the lower
Alligator
left-hand
Alley.
side of your corner.
I can't believe what we're seeing here. This is a Florida DOT camera. Another tornado, the second tornado in less than 20 minutes that we have seen here as these storms are lifting north. It's until 9 o'clock, we have a tornado watch.
It is not hidden. Look at, they're moving the DOT camera. It is not hidden. You can see the rain around it, but by no means is it enshrouded in heavy rain. These are discrete supercells, to your point, and this one much taller than the other one. The other one was much wider, but if you look towards the ground,
this is almost a stovepipe. It's like a stovepipe.
It's a stovepipe.
Yeah.
If you look towards the ground, you can see where it's making contact as it kicks up, everything it's running into.
I'm sure that it's marsh, so there's some water. You know, it's the Everglades. I mean, you're getting away from Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if it's from Coral Springs, where we're probably talking 25, 30 miles or so, Matthew. I'm not 100% sure from where we have in Coral Springs. I mean, the storm itself, it could cross over State Highway 27 here. But the look of this type of tornado, I'm telling you, this is not common with hurricanes. But the environment that we have today in South Florida, in Central Florida, is conducive for strong tornadoes. Remarkable that the SPC this morning highlighting and hatching out an area where strong tornadoes would be possible. We're seeing these coming to fruition as we speak. Well west of Coral Springs.
Wow.
But folks traveling along I-75.
It's moving fast. So they also note, here's Highway 27. So it's moving north 25 miles per hour, which is relatively fast. And actually, the camera had to pivot at one point off to the right as we watch the DOT camera. So if you're on Highway 27, if you're trying to do whatever, you know somebody that might be jumping on it, I would be very careful. I would postpone it. This is still actively on the ground, still moving north, and still a danger. Now, granted, it is over a more marshy, swampy area. In terms of mile markers, if you're familiar, this would be about mile marker 30 as it headed north over I-75. But it did move over I-75.
It did, and the fact that we have an environment right now that's just sustaining tornadoes. We're watching these on over land like they're water spouts this morning. This atmosphere that we have over Florida is going to continue to be conducive for it. This is our second confirmed tornado warning that we've had issued within about 20-25 minutes. So watching that move north, yes, away from I-75. So we like that movement, more rural, unpopulated areas.
We're going to continue to watch radar. We're going to continue to watch all the hazards that Milton is going to bring on shore. But please note, you have a tornado watch that extends from central portions of Florida, the Tampa Bay area, all the way south to the Florida Keys, even as far east as areas from Fort Lauderdale, not quite including Orlando, but I think it will later. Our coverage of Hurricane Milton, it is going to continue here on Fox Weather. We are with you every step of the day. Hurricane Milton remains a major hurricane, and we're looking at potentially catastrophic impacts as it makes landfall later tonight. Here's a look at several locations across the Sunshine State that are looking so sunny because we are already dealing with the outer bands of Milton. It is expected to make landfall as a major hurricane and remain a hurricane. The weakening is across the peninsula, but maintaining hurricane status as it jumps into the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, they're in the airplane.
Not the only ones watching. NOAA hurricane hunters also keeping a close eye. In fact, they have been flying in and around Milton for several days now, and they'll continue to do so up until landfall, collecting that critical data that we need. Fox Weather's coverage of Hurricane Milton. It'll be right back.
After a break. Oh, man. Well, we have something going on here. Let's see here. It's ready. Doris. Mm-hmm.
Please leave your message for Doris.
Hey, this is Mr. Roberts. I was just wondering if you're coming by today. I think you said today because you had a doctor's appointment yesterday. Please let me know if you're coming by. Call me or text me, please. Let's see here. Okay, I made a phone call, made a text. Boy. So, let me go back here. No, a lot of people are not here to
Joining us as we continue to track Milton, landfall expected later today. Of course, it hasn't been an easy morning. Stunning sights that we brought to you live. This is from the Florida DOT camera right along I-75. This is right from this perspective out of Andytown, Florida. But earlier this hour, Stephen, about 30 miles west of Fort Lauderdale, a stovepipe tornado. That was our conclusion. This was a discrete supercell. It actually moved across I-75 at one point, Stephen, and the camera followed it. It was moving right around 25 miles per hour due north. A spectacular and very vivid image. Fortunately, so a much more rural county. Doesn't mean people don't live there, but the chances of hitting a home less likely in that particular area.
Milton bringing some intense winds before Milton actually arrives into Florida. And just a few minutes earlier than that, in Ochopee, Florida, we had this, which had a classic structure, the lowering wall cloud, and a tornado produced. It's because of these shots from the Florida Department of Transportation that the National Weather Service out of Miami was able to issue confirmed tornado warnings. Very close to Alligator Alley. This one just a little bit west in Collier County. Collier County is one of the biggest counties in Florida. Naples sits in Collier as well, but this was extreme northeastern, Collier County.
Yeah, they out of Hendry County, moving into Glades County. I believe they issued at one point a considerable threat. I believe at the other one we just showed. Either way, there's a tornado watch that extends out of north central Florida, from the peninsula, all the way down to the Florida Keys. So Tampa, pretty much across to Orlando, and all the way down into the Keys with that threat.
Yep. Watching that. Well, our live coverage continues on Hurricane Milton. We have hurricane warnings that stretch across the Florida Peninsula, from Tampa to Daytona Beach. In Orlando, we have all Disney, Universal Studio parks. They're going to be closed. And just south along the Space Coast at Port Canaveral, all waterside operations. They've been shut down. Let's bring in meteorologist Ari Sarsalari joining us from Orlando. The sense that we have, Ari, I mean, watching those tornadoes to the south, those are all going to be drifting north. Later today, Orlando could have a tornado risk before we talk about the winds associated with that low pressure known as Milton.
Oh, yeah, that thought definitely went through my head when I was just checking my radar app. Yeah, we've got a lot of different things that can happen here. There's so many different impacts that we're going to have in Orlando. And just to kind of update you guys on where we're at right now, like when we got here this morning, there was no wind at all. We had some on and off very light showers. We just had a pretty decent little squall come through. It's ended. We're still getting some light showers, but the wind has noticeably picked up. Probably about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's still not crazy yet. I'll tell you this about Orlando right now. It's really not a ghost town by any means. It's, I'm sure, many less people than you would normally see walking around downtown Orlando on a, geez, I can't even remember what day it is. What day is it today?
What is it?
This is what happens when you travel too much. But the bottom line is, I think there would be more people around here if this storm wasn't around. People know about the storm. Everybody's talking about it. We've got a lot of people walking by. They see the Fox weather hat. They say, how bad is it going to be here? What's going to happen here? And I tell them there's two things that I'm the most concerned about in Orlando. Keep in mind, we are landlocked here, so we don't have to worry about the surge. The surge is going to be a whole different story along the coast, and I know we've been covering that extensively. But just because we don't live along the coast here in places like Orange County doesn't mean that it's not going to be a big deal. I want you to think back if you were here 20 years ago, Hurricane Charlie. This could maybe get close to rivaling that a little bit, depending on the exact track that it takes. I think any way you cut it, starting during the late overnight hours tonight, and I think it's going to peak during the morning tomorrow, early to mid-morning, and then kind of wind down during the afternoon and the evening. I think during that time frame, we'll have hurricane wind gusts. Also, we've got to watch out for flooding. The Weather Prediction Centers put out a level 4 out of 4 risk for excessive rain, which basically means that they're expecting flooding. Here comes another squall right now. So we're starting to get into the outside of this thing a little bit. It's still, I guess we've transitioned a little bit from the quiet before the storm to maybe the outsides of the storm are starting to show their face a little bit. I want people to take this seriously in Central Florida because I know a lot of focus has been put on this, historic catastrophic storm surge forecast that we have in Western Florida. But keep in mind, there's not been a storm in modern history that has taken this track, this west to east track. It's going to fly across the peninsula. It's not going to have much time to lose its strength that quickly. And speaking of losing strength, let's just talk about that a little bit because I think people get too hung up on the Saffir-Simpson scale. The Saffir-Simpson scale stinks, straight up. I have no problem saying that. All it rates based on is wind speed. Well, we've also got storm surge, which isn't just a pure function of wind speed. We've also got inland flooding, which we just saw as one of the worst natural disasters in modern history in North Carolina. No disrespect to Saffir or Simpson. I'm sure at the time it seemed like a good idea, but I think we could do a little bit better now. I'll get off my soapbox about that. But listen, this is going to be a very impactful storm here. And guys, once again, we've had to move around a little bit. So I guess I'll lean on you a little bit to kind of update me on some of the latest forecasts here. Would you say that this stuff that's coming through right here, right now in Orlando, maybe you could take a look at the radar, is this outer bands yet? I think we're still kind of outside that, right?
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think outside of the bands, what's been unique, though, is that this front that's draped across, which is one of the reasons and one of the steering mechanisms of Milton, that's getting tapped. We're seeing some of that rising air over Orlando. So we've got moisture spreading well north. I mean, even into Jacksonville, Ari, where Michael Estimate has been, in Duval County, we've had that. But it's these sectors that we're watching pretty carefully. Ari, we'll let you go have some dry time. Appreciate that update out of Orlando. But yeah, that rain that we're watching moving through, it's lifting to the north, that south to north motion, and he'll have some breaks here coming up in just a little bit. But a significant threat that we have for some very heavy rain. We'll have to watch in Orlando. Ari mentioning Charlie from 2004. In fact, Charlie was, you could almost say, a harbinger of how the rest of the season would play out for Florida, because Florida was hit very hard with subsequent hurricanes in 2004, Ivan, Gene, so on. This band is what we're going to watch into Fort Myers. That is a nasty looking band, something to follow as the core of Milton is getting a lot closer from Jacksonville down to Fort Myers. So we're starting to see some of the rain. Hurricane Milton, it does have the potential to be the worst storm that we've seen in West Central Florida. So officials are urging people in the evacuation zone to get out. Fox Weather's continuing coverage of Hurricane Milton is going to guide you as the storm approaches Florida's Gulf Coast. Let's take a listen.
We're going to see impacts like we've never seen before here in Tampa Bay, and I want to caution everybody, to be safe once we get through the storm.
Some locations may be uninhabitable for an extended period. And again, that's why you're being asked to leave.
The ceiling in this room we're in right now is 10 foot 8 inches. So another 5 feet above that. That is certainly not survivable.
There's not going to be anybody out here to help you.
There's no place on the island is safe. You've got to get off the island.
If you've been asked to evacuate, you ask yourself, should I? I would ask you to ask the next question. Is it worth the risk?
This is going to be a significant storm.
If you're a busy mom like me, book a spring cleaning for only $19. My friend recommended Home Aglow, so I got a 3-hour cleaning while I was at my kid's soccer game. Everything was clean when I got home. Laundry, dishes, floors, bathrooms, windows. 2 kids under 10 means.
All right.
Hello and welcome inside our live coverage of Hurricane Milton.
All right, baby. Welcome to the Z Show live coverage of this dreadful hurricane. It's at Category 4. The winds are 155. Looks like it's going to be a late night for everybody, including myself. Overnight, it was number 5. The person who's driving, so I might go back to number 5. But as of right now, it's a 4. If it goes back up to 5 again, that means when it hits 4, it might be Category 4. The highest it was, the winds were near the Yucatan, and that was like 180 miles per hour. There's no reports of any damage over there. But this is Wednesday. I think some people are gonna be going on a cruise tomorrow. I think Derek and Amanda are leaving tomorrow. Hopefully their flights are open. Tampa's airport is closed. Port Canaveral port is almost closed. Key essential vessels are still running. As far as the cruise is for the Tampa port, you're not going on a cruise today. So whenever this happens, they more likely will take the ships out of the area before anything happens because the storm surge. And those are huge ships. They don't want to be damaged because, hold on, I got a message. Hopefully it's my cleaning lady. Oh, damn Bongino. Oh, damn Bongino. I'm getting ready to get off of here, though. All right, so I haven't heard from my cleaning lady, so likely she'll be here tomorrow. And I ordered some stuff, so I got to call that. So, what I'm going to do is the schedule. Pop-up will be sometime this afternoon, sometime tonight. Today is Wednesday, so there will, due to the weather, I'll probably be on prime time tonight. So don't forget to hit that bell button. If you're watching this, thank you guys for coming in. For those of you who have not watched it, I'll behave. I'm behaving myself. And that's one reason I'm losing hours, I'm losing people. No, I got 12:10, 12:15, I think. But, all right, guys. People in Florida, be safe. See like journeys, destination fun, Carmel Cruise Addicts, all the other people. My old youth pastor is hunkering down. So he's down there. I have a couple more people down there in Florida. Stay safe. If you gotta leave, you can leave now. Traffic will be going crazy right now, but yes, this is gonna be a big one. I am going to eat something. I waited for my cleaning lady. She's not here, so I had to make it myself. Brunch. Yes, you got brunch. It's not always on Sunday, but you can have brunch any day. All right. All right, here we go. Don't forget, do not drink and drive. Do not hang around with enough things to do. And always, 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 always drink responsible. Peace out. Deuces. And whiz out.